Oh, hang on, people. Here we go. This could be another storm out.
Watch.
It's getting close.
Yeah.
Bit of an
We'll
insight.
leave some of this here.
Should come back.
Watch out. The incredible sulk. Yeah. Oh, you won't like it when I'm sulky.
She's mine, boys. No, I mean that genuinely. Welcome to the John's Family Podcast for another week, people. A lot going on. Letting you know that next week it all happens. We'll have the studio. It's going to be redone. We're looking forward to that. In the meantime, Jack is again off camera. If you doesn't mean anything if you aren't if you're listening to audio, but if you're watching and you wonder where he is, he's here. He's just off camera.
I'm here somewhere.
Coops, Trish, Jack, how are you?
Good, legend. How are you?
I'm going good.
Really good champion.
Well, I'm not well.
What's wrong with you?
I'm not well. I don't know something.
She hasn't been the same.
My neck
since
and sinuses. My
back.
eyes are all. My eyes are like slits, and they're all inflamed.
Appreciate your lift and Gleeso. But just feedback on. Thank you for all the feedback on people just saying that the likeness is remarkable.
That's not the feedback I got.
You and Dave Gleeson. Gleeso's chuffed.
Is he?
Gleefo, yeah, he could see it too.
Could he?
The amount of people, that was funny. We had a clip up during the week, and some of the feedback we got was people just started saying, "Please turn Gleeso's mic down."
Oh, really? Did they?
Yeah, obviously not the actual Dave Gleeson from the Screaming Jets, because they would never want his mic down.
No.
Excellent singer.
Yeah. But Trish, don't worry. I know you know that I know better.
Oh, amuse yourself.
Yeah.
Let you know, people. Once again, I'm going to tease the Las Vegas shows. Are going to be coming up pretty soon. We'll go to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
We'll be interviewing Fletch and Hindy separately, giving some insights into those two blokes and their careers and what they've been up to over there. Also, the Sammy Burgess, looking to get Sammy Burgess and talk about his move into coaching and how that's gone, and also the great Martin Afire, probably the greatest try scorer in rugby league history. And word just come through. His son, Phoenix, has just signed for Tottenham Hotspur in the English Premier League.
Wow.
Did he? Yeah.
Big
wow,
deal. Wow.
That's pretty good. How much would that be? What's the minimum pay in the English?
It's all
Super
about
League?
money
English
to you,
Premier
isn't
League.
it? Isn't it? It's always about money.
Yeah, you're
I
a low
wonder-
bastard.
Well, I mean,
Hang on, I'm
let's
gonna
be
Google it.
realistic. Would anyone dedicate all that time and effort in this modern day? I know they did in the past.
No.
For no financial benefit.
No.
I would have played for nothing.
I know you would.
Yeah, back in your day, not anymore, brother. Cost of living crisis, mate. You wouldn't know half of it, brother.
Hey,
you wouldn't know.
Let me just give you a little bit of an insight.
Yeah,
I
Matt had nothing when we first started going out.
Nothing as far as personality, looks,
Yeah.
nothing.
I just developed that in him.
Well,
Brought out these best features.
Okay, minimum.
okay, the lowest salary players who earn the least money in the Premier League is Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest, who are booming.
€4,000 per week. That's the lowest contract of someone. So what's that like?
€4,000 a week would be about 7,000 Australian.
Yeah,
That's pretty
a
good.
week.
Jesus.
It's good for minimum pay.
Not bad.
Do you know back in the day, I wonder if they're still doing it in the English Premier League or top tier soccer. When they used, like their players are called apprentices, they're juniors, they call them apprentices. And the job of the apprentices, one of the jobs used to be to clean the first team's players' boots.
I think that's degrading.
I don't
think that's necessary.
Back in the day, it was a big thing that was done.
Yeah, well,
wonder
I
if it's
don't
still.
agree with it.
I totally agree with it.
Yeah, I don't.
It's a sign of respect to the
I think it's a sign.
players.
I get what you mean, Trish. It's degrading, but I think it stands for something more. That you give the respect to those who dug the well before you, those that have paved the way for those younger athletes to be who they're going to be.
No, because I just think what it does, it just puts those first grade players, or whatever you want to refer to them as, on too much of a pedestal, which I don't think it's healthy for them.
I think it is.
I
think it's great because they've had to do it obviously when they were young players who come through.
Well, let's stop that cycle somewhere.
Write a letter to the English Premier League and Serie A and La Liga while you're at it.
Hey, just whilst we're on world sport, Super Bowl on Monday.
Yeah.
Okay, who are we going for?
Well,
the Chiefs versus Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
I'm going for
Eagles.
Philly.
Yeah, see, I'm going for Philly.
I'm going.
Jordan
for
Mailata, because you're real Kansas City. You're in, aren't you? You're Kansas City.
Yeah, well, I was from that first year that we went to Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Chiefs fans.
Yeah,
They were
Who'd
going
I just like their songs.
She's
and
dancing
their
people.
gear.
She's dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Philadelphia. I'm sick of seeing the Chiefs win. You know what I mean? I'm sick of seeing
Tall
them
poppy
win.
syndrome.
No, it's just it'd be nice to have someone else win it for a change, and not the whole like Taylor Swift mania.
I read an amazing article yesterday. We might post it, Jack.
Like in the mail?
No,
Like in the mail to someone?
well, just what it is.
Put a
It
stamp
was
on
it was from The Athletic in America, and I read it online, and it explained basically the anomaly in sport with the dog's body athlete who are better than everybody else. The genius, like the Cameron Smith.
Well,
it says about Mahomes.
Speaking of that, a lot going on with Luka Coop to start the week, wasn't it?
Wow.
Luka Dončić.
Who'd that?
He's a Slovenian basketballer.
He's probably, if he's not the best, he's one of the best in the NBA right now, Luka Dončić. And he's just got traded by the Mavs to LA Lakers to join up with LeBron James, but they traded him just for Anthony Davis and some first-round picks.
They're saying it's insanity.
It sounds like, too, like not many people were in the know. It sounds like it was a real boardroom decision. Not even the head coach of
Really?
the...
There must be a lot
You
going
wouldn't
on.
be thrilled.
Because he keeps coming back. They say Luka carrying a bit of timber, a little bit overweight. But they had to extend him to a deal. 5 years, $342 million. They reckon that might have had something to do with it, but it's insane.
They just can't afford him, essentially.
Well, Trish,
Or they don't see the value in him.
Something must have been going on behind
They
the
have to see
scenes.
the value in him. He's 25, and he's like the best guard in the NBA.
He's a genius.
Who'd they get?
Anthony Davis.
They got Anthony. Well, Charles Barkley. I saw Mark Cuban, who's the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, put on his story on Instagram that an interview that Charles Barkley did through the week straight after the news was done, and he said that this puts the Mavs now, in his eyes, as the second favourites. Are they in the Eastern Conference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he thinks
it puts them up.
She thinks it improves them.
They went out after the trade. They went out the next day and got flogged.
Did they?
Yeah, they got pumped.
So they must be building the side around Kyrie Irving. Obviously, he's come back into form a little bit, but Anthony Davis has proven himself the last 5 years to be a little injury prone.
That was so rugby league from you just
yeah.
then. It was like you were talking league. Preseason starts next week or this weekend coming down, Cobber.
Does it?
Oh, the weekend after. Sorry.
No, this weekend preseason challenge.
Oh yeah, of course it does.
The 7th of February, the preseason challenge.
Back memory, the old preseason MVP.
Cooper never misses a preseason.
No, never. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see who I present the trophy to and shit.
On the greatest game of all, by the way, you're going to plug Laurie Daley, who was on the podcast last week.
Listening.
If you haven't listened to it, it's sensational.
What?
He is so good.
What a great bloke.
And how good a storyteller is he?
He's great, but he's just a good human.
He's good talent.
He's a good human.
Listen to you.
He's really good
Oh,
talent.
my God.
Look, I know.
That's the first time I'd met Laurie.
I know
Lovely.
Laurie was a good player.
Lovely.
Laurie, I know he's done some radio work before, but I hadn't really experienced just how good talent he was. He was very good on the microphone. I reckon he'd probably have a career in...
Well, that's Cooper's catchphrase for the week, everyone.
Look at Jerry Seinfeld there in his kit. Look, dead set. He like...
Yeah, I know.
What
What's the
is
deal
going-
with Laurie Daley?
I would say that is absolutely not Jerry Seinfeld.
Well,
I'd say
it's
it's more
kind
like
of...
Luke Combs.
Okay, let me tell the people what he's wearing. He's wearing mid-colour blue denim jeans,
Straight legs.
straight leg, a tan leather belt.
It's
No
R.M.
shoes.
Williams,
R.M.
mate.
Williams.
It's R.M.
sorry.
Williams.
Bit of
Sorry.
respect for an Aussie brand, bro.
Tan leather belt?
Come
I wouldn't
on.
let tanned leather
Come on.
touch my skin within a 10-foot pole. R.M. Williams, only the best. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. And a white T-shirt, plain white T-shirt, and a brown cowboy hat.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's been combed.
I've been combed for a while. I went to Luke Combs on the weekend, and am actually going again this weekend. So very excited.
I'm just going to say here, there's a couple issues. Now that I'm behind the scenes, I see some things. One, someone just keeps tapping their mic relentlessly.
Sorry.
And two...
It was Cooper. I just tapped him
for the
about it.
video and the clips. Cooper, Jesus, your hat seems to be covering, like, you can only see your mouth under the light. It's
That's not a bad thing.
And your earphones are molting too. Got black dots all over.
Well,
your shirt.
let's not ruin.
Yeah, we might
let's
need
not
to.
Okay, let's
ruin the
those.
visual
Yeah.
just for our audio listeners. Thanks, guys. But no, can I just say, the amount of people at Luke Combs, it's very funny because the amount of city folk
Yes.
that I saw in there, like people that footy players that you know are born and bred in the city, not like us from Cessnock and Newcastle and shit.
Yeah, we're real.
We have roots. But they were all dressed in cowboy stuff.
Everyone had cowboy.
It was like they
on.
didn't let men and women in unless you had cowboy themed stuff on.
Yeah, but you know what? That's fun.
Yeah, the Bondi
That's
Rambler.
buying in.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, I saw it. There's a
I hate judgy people like you.
Oh, you're pretty
brother.
good at it.
What are you talking about? I dressed up in cowboy stuff too.
Exactly, that's what I mean. But you're judging other people who did it, and yet you did it.
Yeah, we've got our roots in the Hunter Valley,
Cooper.
babe. Come on.
Cooper, you've never spent more than a day in Cessnock.
What?
In your life?
Are you joking? I still remember going to school.
It's not about being there. It's about the DNA, babe. Come on, Gleeser.
I still remember walking through Cessnock Sports Ground on the way to school because the public transport, they didn't get bus on the street that I lived in there. Walking through, and we used to have breakdancing battles with people on the way there and stuff.
Oh my
Someone's
God.
stealing my life.
I know, again.
Plugging two off Laurie. We've got Angus Crichton next Monday. Hell of a chat with Angus.
God, he's a big boy.
Yeah, he is.
I didn't realise how big he
Anything
was.
else? Anything else you feel like plugging?
Maybe
well,
how about this one? Look, on
His hair's going well, don't you mind that?
on the lookalikes last week, we're going to back it up. You know, if you were, okay, if you have a lookalike, tell us who you think you look like, and we'll all give our opinion. Trish, you start.
I think I should, because we had an incident on the weekend where I was trying to blow dry my own hair, which doesn't happen very often. So I had sort of bits rolled up and to the side while I was segmenting the hair pieces. And I came out and everyone said, "Oh my God, you look like Princess Leia." So that's who I'm rolling with.
Oh, yeah, right. Because when we lived in England, you used to get Sarah Jessica Parker.
I did, because I had quite a lot of blonde in my hair.
And you had that sort of horsey face too.
Yeah, thank you. I still have the horsey face.
Just letting you know, when we said Princess Leia, we meant like Princess Leia now, like in 2025.
yeah.
You know,
Well,
she
she's
died.
passed. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So that's kind of
nice.
But rest in peace.
I
And she
still
listened to the podcast.
Right, Cooper. Well, what do you think, boys? What do you think, Mum?
Oh, about Trish?
Yeah.
Well, it was hard to go past Gleeso.
Yeah,
I couldn't not see
do
it
you
after.
put a lot of effort into that?
Every time I go hop into bed now, I feel like a Scrimmage's groupie.
Super fan.
Yeah, well, keep your hands off me.
Yeah, keep your hands to yourself.
Are we saying
Jack?
ourselves?
I had something from one of those horror movies, but I don't know the Addams Family.
Morticia.
Yeah, Morticia. You do
The
give
mother.
Yeah. You're a bit more tan, but
And my hair's a bit lighter. I can go dark.
yeah, but you can go pretty dark, and also your hair can go dark.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, that's what I meant.
Righto, Cooper, Sean Penn. Sean Penn.
I had the guy from The Bear, which I get quite a bit.
Oh, yeah, you do.
The guy with the big nose.
You know what I had? I had that guy. Now I don't know his name, right? But he's the one dating Dua Lipa at the moment.
Oh, they just got engaged, actually.
Yeah, that actor. He's in a few things, but nothing that really makes you realise who he is. Like he's in a lot of things, but you don't know his name.
So he's not a main cast.
Okay, we'll post it.
Okay.
Is that a dig at me?
No. Well, I think that's a
Well, we'll
compliment.
have to just Google Dua Lipa fiance.
Well, yeah, I like Dua
I'll do
Lipa.
that.
I'm a fan of her.
Oh, she's gorgeous and so talented. And
She's so talented.
Coopsy,
Sure is.
working along the Star Wars theme, I gave you Anakin Skywalker.
Oh,
A la
I like
Hayden
that.
Christensen, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd see that.
Darth Vader.
I've said that for a long time.
Yeah, I think that's cool. I like that. He was good looking in that.
Callum Turner, his name is.
Callum
there you
Turner.
Go. Yeah, not Anakin Skywalker. Dua Lipa's fiance.
Oh, you're talking about Dua Lipa's
Yeah,
film.
Dua
that's
Lipa's handbag.
Coop, who do you think you look like?
I said Jeremy Allen White, the Bear guy.
Oh, the bear. Yeah, and I can
Righto,
see
Jack,
it to an
Jack,
extent.
you know, Nathan Cleary.
Yeah, very much.
I get it all the time too.
Yeah, you should.
I
You
got
do
it.
look.
Yeah, on the way I went out to a game recently, and someone said Nathan, and I was like so embarrassed. Like,
Did you go, "I wish"?
I should have taken it as a compliment, but I was just so embarrassed to then say no. My name's Jack.
God.
Well, I had Star Wars theme again, Stormtrooper.
Why are you?
Because sometimes he can be a little moody.
Yeah, but talking about physical lookalike.
Yeah, well,
stick to the
again,
script, Gleeson.
Well, it's all around.
Jesus. Yeah, and how creative, only sticking to Star Wars. I bet you're
like
going to
the
be,
theme.
on that theme, you'll be Star Wars as well. I had for Jack Mitch Stark.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
He's a good-looking
Mitch
dude
Stark.
when he turned up at the house.
European.
I went, "Ooh."
God, what is this? Laurie comes in. She's like a Laurie like a cheap suit.
Oh, he's
Mitchell Stark
beautiful.
drooling. Yeah. Angus Crichton, God, he's big. Yeah. Physical stature as well.
Yeah.
Who we got him coming in next?
And the worst part is, I just said she looks like his son, and then she's going, "Oh, how good looking's he? She's your pervert."
Oh, Jack's a very good-looking young man.
Yeah, well, keep it in your pants. And another one for Jack,
inappropriate.
Johnny Depp.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I don't see that.
Maybe we want to get them the little frothy mo going.
In Edward Scissors' hands. You didn't let me finish.
Scissors hand.
What are you saying about Jem? That she, the old Amber Heard, Amber Turd, remember the turtle on the bed? Anyway, let's not go there.
What about, have we got you?
No, we haven't. Can I start? Danny DeVito.
Yeah. Nah, he's more of a Daryl Summers, Trish.
Oh, no, he's not.
I like that.
No.
I think that looks... I had written down for you... Okay, this is an actual serious one. This isn't a joke. Young Robbie Williams.
No.
Yes.
With
Like when he had
when he was the monkey?
No. When he had like the really dark black sort of hair and it was spiked. There was a period there in your Channel 9 days when you were just on the footy show where you had kind of had like spiky black hair.
Actually, Matt had some interesting hairstyles.
Yeah.
I've gone through some photos.
did.
There was one where it was almost, he had big sideburns and it was so 70s looking. And I got it upstairs, actually. I was just looking at it the other day and I went, oh, my
Can't
God.
wait to see it.
And his hair was brushed forward. It was bizarre.
I get sometimes. I've had Costa Zoo before. People say, Costa.
What?
Yeah, I know.
A little teeny tiny.
Maybe back in the day, yeah, I can see it back in the day when, like, when you're a bit like thinner and a bit like more like
Ripped.
groomed and.
Well, I tell you, when I was up in Fiji, I got a cut.
Yes.
I had twice. I've been mistaken with this individual.
Yeah. Who was it again?
Welcome to say it.
Lead singer of what band?
Oh, that's right.
Who?
Say
Red
it,
Hot
babe.
Chili Peppers.
When I had the mo.
Yeah, two people.
Anthony
Just the mo,
Kiedis.
two people.
Bizarre.
I had a person come up to me in Bali and say, "Are you Anthony Kiedis?"
You
And
know
I
it's
went,
not a
"What?
compliment, right?
Anthony Kiedis.
Nah.
Why not? He's cool, isn't he?
The number one though is that French newsreader who
Oh, yes.
continually keeps popping up all the time.
Dad, I've got to bring something up with you guys because on TikTok there's this guy getting around at the moment. He is a real estate agent not too far from where we live here, and his name is Matty Johns. Now, if he
With an S?
with an S, Matty Johns, if he listens to this, I need him to reach out because I want to. There's some answers. I mean, I'd love to get him on just to see if he's real, like if his name's real,
And
or
we,
if he's just.
and we want to talk about real estate too, Coop, don't we?
That is
we
true.
do. We love real
So
estate.
Matty Johns on the Northern Beaches there, but he makes these TikToks and they're horrendous. Like I'm not like, and he's like promoting an open home that he's about to do,
Oh,
and he's like,
cute.
"G'day guys, Matty Johns here," and all the comments in the TikTok are like. Get back with your brother Andrew and just like sledging you and like bring back the biff. Like they're all treating him like you. It's so funny. So if
I taught him Matthew Johns.
Did you now?
yeah, I played footy with a Matty Johns.
Yeah,
Yes,
is that the one that used to play against me all the
Used
time?
to play for the Dragons, Matheson Johns.
Yes.
I played
That's right.
with him at League.
I had a photo with him after a game once.
Do you think that Matthew, the name Matthew, is the most popular name? Well, certainly in Australia.
It's Muhammad, isn't it?
Oh,
Muhammad in the world.
in the world, not in Australia, because within our family we've got three,
Generationally,
and we know a lot.
generationally for this sort of a couple of generations, maybe. But there's names that just disappear. Maybe the next generation will sort of disappear. It'll fall into the category of names like Warren and Gary.
I don't know.
Who've sort of
If I go
disappeared.
through my phone, I think Matthew is the number one
Really?
name. Yeah, an interesting thing to do. Go through your phone.
Interesting
and see.
observation. I'm pretty sure Warren and Gary are safe. They're very and like Warren, Gary, Margaret, very old people's names. It'd be hard found now to find a young Gary or
Yeah.
Margaret.
No, you'll get a Maggie, because if I had a little girl, I'd call her Maggie.
I didn't say Maggie.
Well, how about
But that's
this?
short for Margaret.
I'm making a prediction. I think Gary, names like that will come back in as the country, because Gary and Warren are quite very sort of country
Australian.
and western names.
While we're at it, let's go Keith as well. Keith's one of the great,
yeah,
I haven't
seen-
heard of a new baby being called Keith lately.
No, I haven't heard of any. I have never met a young Gary. Never met a young
nor
Gary.
I.
Or Monty. What about Montgomery? Monty?
No.
Let's move on.
Do you know what though? The fact is, it's biblical. It's a biblical name as well. Because
What
that's
is?
what
Gary.
That's what Liam. The very first thing when you met Liam, he said, "Oh, Matthew, he was one of them." What did he say to you?
It was Liam Gallagher said to me.
Yeah.
He said,
Sweet, yeah.
He said, I'll tell you something that you probably don't know, brother.
Yeah.
He said, Matthew's one of the apostles' names. And I acted like I didn't know. I went, oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Trish, that's the greatest intro I've ever. Oh, that's the greatest name drop without even dropping it. Yeah, remember when you met Liam? Liam,
But I thought it was an odd thing for Liam to say.
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
Start talking
Sweet.
about
I'm
biblical reference.
Again, Trish, you're not almost understanding what I'm pulling you off from. You said Liam as though it was like Liam who lives next door.
It's like saying,
Liam Gallagher. Well, you've met him once. You don't get to call someone by their first name.
Actually, twice.
Oh, okay, Andrew.
Well, whatever. It's almost like saying, remember when you spoke to Gallo?
Oh, I don't think he'd like being called Gallo.
Galileo?
Not the Liam I know.
No.
Right, some of the things through the week. Can I just do a thing? Kanye West.
Yes.
And he's
dear.
Aussie Kanye.
I thought they'd divorced.
It's probably a rocky relationship.
Lord.
Oh, you reckon?
You reckon Kanye would have a rocky relationship?
You know what's funny, Trish? Why don't we call him Aussie Kanye? Because do you
Why?
remember when Tom Cruise was married to Nicole Kidman, all of a sudden, all of Australia loved him and become Aussie Tom. Kanye, why aren't we all on the Kanye ship?
I think at the moment no one really wants to be
Aligned
associated with him.
Right?
Yeah.
Have I missed something?
Did you ever watch his special?
The documentary.
There was a doco on him that I think he produced himself on himself. And I went, you know what? This was prior to this wife. I think he was still with Kim Kardashian at the time. And I thought, you know what? I don't know a lot about this guy. I'm going to give him a go. Once he sort of established his own church and all this sort of thing, I went, I tapped out. Yeah.
That's probably the first sign of madness.
Oh, he's Jack's crackers. He seriously.
But this is the
yeah.
geniuses. This is, I think, a bloke like him who's so creative and he has to think outside of the box a lot of the time.
Not that far out.
No. But that's why he's a little bit loopy. People love, you know what I mean? People love his music, but they're not willing to love him in general society. That's the way geniuses work, brother.
He
You
is
have to tell me
actually
about
diagnosed
Bernard
bipolar or something, isn't he?
Yeah.
But I don't think he's medicated.
I reckon either too much medication or not enough.
I think he's self-medicating.
But what's with his wife constantly being near naked, like literally near naked?
She was wearing basically a see-through sock.
Well, she rocked up
yesterday.
It was like a fur coat sort of a thing, and then as they got on the red carpet and they was getting photos,
This is for the Grammys.
Yeah, just took it straight off.
They removed them. They asked them to leave.
LA.
Apparently not. Apparently that's Don Lemon, the reporter, come out and said that. But Kanye come out earlier in the week and savaged him on his Instagram and saying that they were all lies. So it's really hard to believe.
Well, who knows?
What is the truth?
Well, Tricia,
I think that
I reckon in Miami, no one would blink an eyelid at that outfit. From what I saw in Miami.
Yeah, but they weren't in Miami.
No, I know, but I'm just making the point.
Miami.
Yeah.
So you're saying hotel foyer.
Yeah, if they were in a nude beach in Miami, no one would bat an eyelid.
But it was the women dressed like that walking through
the hotel,
reception.
foyer. And then what's that street, that area, Matt? It's
South Beach.
Yeah, it's like there is barely anything.
Well,
barely
isn't
any
that where your
going
man
on.
was for the party? That old fella that you used to love, who was like the wild women, the ripping and the
Rick
tearing.
from Arizona.
Yeah, but wasn't he at a party in Miami when that video was
I think he was in the Caribbean. He was in the Caribbean somewhere for... It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Oh.
Schoolies.
Whatever it was, it's not good.
Yeah. Anything else? Are we...
I tell you, can I just make a point? Married at First Sight.
Yeah.
Right? It's sort of half got its claws in me, but I just want to make a point. It's honestly, my heart breaks when a person who is on there who is so nice, because there's two type of people who go on there. You know, there's the person who is genuinely looking for a life partner, looking for love, and the other person who all they're interested in is getting their head on TV.
Yeah.
And when one of those people gets put with the other one, it's quite tragic for the person looking for love.
See,
we saw that.
There's that guy. Blech.
Yeah, those love experts, like it just destroys their reputation being on that show. Like even if it's two people that, you know, you're going to get something out and they're sort of on for the same reasons, you can sort of cop it. But when they put someone that's actually on there, like that guy, the kindergarten guy.
Oh, the PE
and
teacher.
Are you watching it, Jack?
Who clearly had a very high opinion of himself.
But I tell you what, he was a chameleon. He hid his real self very, very well early on because he looked like a really nice guy.
Yeah, but the snippet they gave you at the beginning was very little. Very little.
But you said as well, oh, wow.
I actually thought, this is going to be a good match.
I reckon the first inkling of like, what's going on here is when they cut to all these mates at the wedding.
Yeah.
And I went, wow, something doesn't add up here.
Match.
Can I just ask, when have you guys been watching this?
We had a week on the
Only
lounge.
the first couple episodes. We just watched the weddings. We had there was last week on the lounge. We all came back and we just got sort of stuck there watching it together.
I had to walk away.
Well, I couldn't walk away.
Sad.
That was the thing. I had to watch and
Where
see
was
where
I?
it went.
Why didn't you guys?
You
where
were
was
out.
I?
Where
You
was
were
I
out.
don't know. Maybe down in your dungeon where you're supposed to spend most of your time.
Yeah,
Brother.
Me and a few years back, brother. Sorry, brother. Speaking of Adam Elliott, I saw him the other day. The other day we went down a real rabbit hole of it in 2018. Me and my roommates, the first season I think it was.
Yeah.
And we watched every episode. Us boys, we'd schedule a day around it. It was that entertaining, but then they lost me after that.
Yeah, well, Harry Grant's dad, I know the pig. We spoke about El Pigo a few times on this Up in Your Poon. He watches it relentlessly, apparently. Yeah, and then we'll text Harry updates bloody Rosemary's cheating on her partner again, shit like that.
So some people like the drama and they like watching train wrecks.
Bitchy babes. Yeah.
Talking about people liking the drama, can we talk about we're having family dinner last night, and if you haven't opened a newspaper or looked online, you might not have known that Kyle Sandilands has been diagnosed with an aneurysm.
Yeah, shout out to Kyle.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kyle. Yeah, it's not
All the best with the surgery.
all the best with the surgery.
quick recovery.
Quick recovery.
And thanks. But our grandfather, dad's father, Gary Johns. Now he loves drama. He loves drama. Whether it's
Matt's
in
mum and dad love drama.
whether it's in Cessnock,
They do.
whether it's around the caravan park, whether it's anything, he loves it. He rings me at 6:30 in the middle of dinner, and usually you can't get Gaz off the phone. And at this stage, he rings me straight away, and I wouldn't have thought Gaz would have been across this kind of thing. I wouldn't have thought like Kyle and Jackie O show was really down his alley. And he rings and he goes, "What's going on with that Sandilands fella?" And I said, "Oh," and he goes, "You got a brain aneurysm, has he?" And "Oh, yeah." And he goes, and just starts grilling me on like, "Mate, how serious is it?" And I go, "Oh, I think it's pretty serious.
Well,
like, I
aneurysm's
think
an aneurysm.
lucky they caught it, like, you know." And he's going, "Oh, right. So could he die in that?" And I was going, "Gaz, I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
I know where this is going.
And then me and Dad, afterwards, Dad goes, "I bet you anything." Gaz has just gone, he was sitting at the pub with his mates, and he would have gone off the phone and just gone, "Yeah," just chatted to Coop about it. Not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be going, "Hey," so he reckons it's not a good chance.
Trish did a very good impersonation.
Yeah,
of him
go
last
on.
night.
Of Gaz.
Yeah, go on.
Do it
He
for
puts
our
his
vid-
head down and he lowers his voice. Yeah, it's no good. It's no good.
Yeah, he does butthole mouth.
Yeah, no good.
Yeah,
I call them the angels.
Lips don't
Yeah.
move.
I call them the angels of death. When I see my phone
Sorry,
ring, I always
Gail.
go, "Okay, who's died? Who's about to die? Or who have fallen out?"
Or who do they want to die?
Oh, no.
That's a long conversation.
Oh, no.
Can I move on to the blind draft?
Before you do, I want to segue it.
Oh,
Jack,
yeah.
I knew you had this coming up. I want to segue it. And I suppose this could go down for me as my recommendation of the week. But the Bob Dylan biopic, what's it called again?
Complete Unknown.
A Complete Unknown. It's insanely good.
Is it better than Better Man?
It is.
And
It's
you
better
loved
than-
that?
I love that. It's Timothy Chalamet.
Oh, he's
Why are
finally
you
got his
laughing?
name right.
Because you stutter. You go. I can see you're trying to get. You didn't
Yeah.
know the name of the movie. I could see you nervous to say Chalamet.
But you did it well. Yeah, that's
did your
because
name.
last
Timothy
time you said
Chalamet.
it, you
How
Of
many?
all the biopics, like Joaquin Phoenix played Johnny Cash exceptionally well.
Yeah.
Chalamet's another level again.
Wow.
His depiction of Bob Dylan, every way, shape, or form, is exceptional. Edward Norton as Pete Seeger is amazing. I think both of them will get an Academy Award. The scene where Dylan plugs in for the first time is literally, pardon the pun, electrifying. It's just
And by plugging
fantastic.
in,
Yeah, what do you mean by plugging in?
he was an acoustic player, so he went electric.
it was
Is he
at the-
plugging a brand or
No,
what's?
he was at the Newport Folk Festival because he was a folkie. He was a folk singer, and suddenly he decided to go electric.
What?
And mate, they were screaming Judas from the crowd.
Spoiler.
Spoiler.
But it's a snippet in the movie. This is well documented in his life.
Spoiler.
God.
I'm only joking.
What's interesting about Bob Dylan is a real anomaly in the fact that he's a very deep person, a very deep thinker.
Well, he's like a poet, isn't he?
Yes, but he skims across society.
Oh, another spoiler.
No, he skims across. He never has deep relationships. He never holds on to relationships a lot. Like there's a very unusual thing in the
Is
last
he a drug
scene.
taker, Matt?
Trish, look, darling. Why is it always about drugs to you,
I'm just
Glisa?
asking.
I don't know. I reckon I'd probably
dabbled in it.
I think,
Like
yeah, I think,
more like the pot, sort of like pot smoking.
yeah,
chilled
I
out
think so.
dude.
Hit the
Folky.
bottle. Used to
Oh,
get
the
on the
bottle.
grog a fair bit. He and Johnny Cash were close,
Yeah.
but people
Spoiler.
exceptional. Spoiler.
Like, it's amazing
Guys.
how many people do have
Drugs.
The drug
issues
problems.
with drug and alcohol. Like Stephen King, I'm reading a book by him.
That is not surprising one bit.
Does
Have
it?
you
So-
read a Stephen King novel?
The jockey.
No, I haven't. I've watched
Jockey
all of
Stephen.
I've watched like a few of his movies,
Mm-hmm.
but like he's sober now and has been for a while. But like he would get himself into a state of total inebriation and
Makes sense. Have you
Drug
read
cycle.
his novels? Are horrific.
I think a lot of like artists, particularly those authors who have to think like in a fictional way. You don't like some of them would only rely on drugs to be that
so
creative.
is that what I need to write a successful novel?
Right, well, maybe you should stop it. But Stephen King, a little tidbit, massive Ramones fan. In fact, the Ramones put a tribute album in, or other artists did, and he wrote the foreword for it.
Really?
That's crazy.
Is it interesting?
Hey, Dad, my favourite thing is, right, you've tried to segue into Jack's blind draft. I'm not sure whether he told you or not. He's actually not doing a blind draft on biopics. Jack, do you want to explain what you
Yeah,
are
we're
doing?
doing a Woody.
just a suggestion.
Sorry, Cobber. We're doing a Woody Harrelson blind draft today. A few Woody Harrelson flicks been getting around the house, and we thought, you know what? Let's give it a roll.
That's perfect because it's film, fame, and vinyl. Afterwards, it's going to be Woody Harrelson.
Oh, well, perfect, mate.
Excellent.
That seems like-
you're segueing me.
That doesn't seem like a...
Gee, this is going to be
Coincidence.
really tough because he has so many movies.
Yeah, and I've given you a weird order here,
So
so
many.
there's going to be.
Well, we need to try to read into what we think Jack's going to do.
Yeah, so I've just gone on the old ChatGPT. Do me a favour and shuffle up a list of Woody Harrelson movies. So don't shoot the messenger here, all right,
Was it
guys?
best? Did you implement best
Yeah,
or
yeah.
just...
Yeah, there's some good ones here.
okay.
There's some
Personal
good ones here.
opinions.
Okay.
And budget. Okay, here we go. Number 1, Zombieland. Where does it sit in your blind
that's a
draft?
good one.
Really? Is it?
Yeah, I have it.
Sounds horrible.
I
I'd
have
go
it-
5.
I have 5.
5.
Nah.
Yeah.
I got it at 5.
Yeah, me too.
Guys,
Really?
I'm telling you, I know...
Have you watched it, Matt?
Because Jack's going to put his, but you're going to put your
But
list
Jack,
out straight
this is the
after.
thing. Jack loves it. I know Jack loves it. Are we trying to... Oh, I suppose it's our opinion,
It's our,
right?
our opinion. We'll
No,
just
it's
see how it
what we
matches
think.
up. I have it 5. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I would
haven't-
put it at 3.
Well, we're 5.
Yeah, sorry,
Can we
bro.
meet at 4? Can
No,
we...
because he's got better
No,
movies.
much better.
So
Okay.
many better.
Righto, you outrank me, but
So
I'm
where,
have-
where have we gone?
5. They
5.
put it
Yeah.
at-
5. Wow, okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Don't spoil it.
Here we go. Next movie, Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage.
Oh, God.
With
Shit.
23 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, compared...
Okay, well then it
Can I
goes
put
4.
Zombieland 1? Nah, it's 4. It should have been...
Goober?
It should have been...
110.
Yeah, well, it should have been 5, but now it's going to be 4, so...
Well, it's all subject to what we get presented with, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
He's got great movies, and you're going to give us these dolls.
It's weird, Trish. It's almost like we did this last week. I don't
Yeah,
know.
this is the thing, Trish. You can't... It's not... You can't just blow your load too early and then you go 5 or 1 on the first one. Sorry to refer to as my
By the
mum.
way, in Zombieland, my favourite scene in Zombieland is the Bill Murray one.
Yeah, so
Is
funny.
he in it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yes.
Mate, Zombieland did very well.
Really?
Did very well.
Would I like it, Matt?
Yeah, I think you would. I'll explain shortly why
I
he
don't
was in it, by the way, when I do a bit of trivia
Okay.
on Woody Harrelson.
Go, Jack.
Okay, sweet. The third one I have for you is Kingpin.
Oh,
I think it's 1, in my opinion.
it's got to be close. Because we don't know what else he's going to offer us.
Yeah, look, it's
Like you've got semi-pro, the Glass Castle champions.
But
It
it's
is a
got...
proposal.
He,
I'm
he
going
beats
1.
all... Kingpin beats all of them.
Yeah, it's on the dice, my favourite movie.
Okay,
of all
let's do
time,
it.
So we'll go
That's 1.
I think so, because
Okay.
we just don't know what we're going to get.
Yeah.
The fourth one I have for you is Now You See Me.
Oh, that was good.
That
That
is
was
good.
the magician
I
one
have
too,
3.
with someone else.
Slip it in 3, in my opinion. Because I think what may come is White Man Can't Jump, Semi-Pro, Indecent Proposal.
Okay.
They're 3 bangers.
Yeah, I'm 3.
Natural Born Killers.
Okay, I'll go 3 then with you. I'm happy.
Okay.
Here we go.
And the final one I have for you,
Hope it's not a dog.
Semi-Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it at
Yes.
2. He
Yes.
plays
Okay,
a very...
that's good.
Woody Harrelson plays a very good basketballer.
Yeah,
White Man
he
Can't
plays.
Jump.
He plays. He's a good athlete.
Do you know
Yeah.
what? He's a great actor because when I was going through everything, he's great with drama and he's great with comedy.
Yeah, he is.
He's very diversified.
So
Jack,
you got
our list was?
Our list was 5 Zombieland, 4 Venom, 3 Now You See Me, 2 Semi-Pro, and 1 Kingpin.
I'm pretty happy with
If
that.
there was any changes to be made, what would they be?
Oh, well, we know what it was. I'd just switch around Zombieland and Venom.
I would have put Venom to 5, Now You See Me to 4,
Sure.
and I would have put Zombieland to 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have put...
That's a taste.
I would have had Semi-Pro at 1, and I would have liked Zombieland at 2. I think he's phenomenal in Zombieland.
Really?
I'm so surprised he just didn't...
Do you think Kingpin's at 3?
I think Kingpin at 3. Look, he's good in it. It is a good movie, but I think Zombieland just ages well.
It's interesting. I'll ask you this question. Is Kingpin a Woody Harrelson movie or a Bill Murray movie?
Oh, it's a Woody Harrelson movie. He's the main character.
Big earner. He's my favourite character.
I think, Bill Murray's the best character in it.
Yeah.
He's the hero in it, but I think...
Munson. It's about Munson.
I think it's about Munson.
Sure. Okay. Film, fame and vinyl is Woody Harrelson. So, Woody Harrelson, what's funny, we've spoken about White Man Can't Jump, Kingpin, all those movies. I tell you what, he's good at 3 Billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri. He's good in that.
And he's an arsehole in that at first.
It was at first. Yes. That's a very good film.
Spoiler.
Guess what his biggest film is?
His biggest ever grossing?
Biggest one. I'm going to go with... I saw something like No Country for Old Men.
No.
He's in that.
Indecent Proposal.
There's one that is basically almost double or triple.
Is it
Really?
animated?
No, it's not.
So I love
Hunger
the glass.
Games.
Oh,
yes.
okay. Yeah, he's in one of those,
Yeah, you forget he's in that.
My favourite movie with him in is The Glass Castle, which I have spoken about this once before, remember? It's a family movie. It's a beautiful movie. And Champions, he was great in Champions.
He's good in Champions. He's a likeable guy.
Yeah.
He's like an everyday guy. Of course, he got his big break in Cheers.
That's it, yeah, massive. That was huge at the time.
I honestly think, though, the best thing he's done... Has anyone seen True Detective with Matthew McConaughey?
Don't tell me that.
I was
is.
just about to say it.
Yeah, and they're saying they might reprise their roles and do another season with it together.
Oh, so it's a series.
Well,
It's
they're
a
like,
series,
I think they're like...
They change the actors every season, and they were the first or second.
They were the first season, I believe.
Yeah.
They really
but they'll bring it
kick-started
back.
like True Detective. Then it sort of went away when they weren't in. But I'm pretty sure they're like best mates too, him and McConaughey.
Well,
They've
trivia.
done a few things
His
together.
best mates.
Get out.
Matthew McConaughey, best mates, because they're both Texans.
Yeah, I did know he was from
Get
Texas.
out.
Both in there. Also, he's great mates with Michael J. Fox and really tight with Bill Murray. Hence why Kingpin, but also that scene in Zombieland.
Yeah, I've heard him and Michael J. Fox. They did an awards ceremony together, and it's so weird seeing Michael J. Fox now that he's older. But they talk about they did a lot of damage in the '80s together.
Oh.
Oh, sure.
like with women. and
I
stuff.
would say so.
And a lot of blow.
Well,
They did a lot of
stop
blow.
it. Don't insinuate.
I think it's public knowledge.
Yeah.
Are you in the middle of film finding?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, there we are.
Well, there you go.
You know, he lives quite a quiet life now in Maui, in Hawaii.
Who does?
I think he
Woody
may-
Harrelson.
I think McConaughey might even have a place there as well. I think they go there quite a bit in Maui.
What do you reckon they're doing
Now
there?
it's
Do
gorgeous.
you reckon there's any marijuana?
Well, I was going to say, he's an advocate for legalising pot. That just blew me away. I was really surprised by that.
So are most of them.
He's
in
the
the
lead.
States.
Well, they don't have to anymore because away you go.
Yeah.
He's the lead singer of a band called Madly Moondog and the Three Cool Cats.
Oh my
Doesn't
God,
sound-
that makes me sad.
Yeah, they're playing the Do RSL this week.
Doesn't sound that good.
Here's the big one. This will really surprise you.
Yeah.
His father, given a life sentence in prison for murdering a high court judge, and he was a contract killer for the mob. And he claims, we've never been proven, but he claims in prison that he was involved in the assassination of JFK.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah,
We've spoken about this before because he didn't know that about his dad, did he?
don't think so.
And he saw it on TV. That's how he
So
found
Woody
out.
Harrelson's dad could be responsible, a part of being JFK.
He claims he was. He's
His
serving
dad-
life in prison, killed a high court judge. Yeah.
What did the High
So
Court
he
judge
was an
do?
assassin.
Well, he was. I'd say the high court judge was basically something to do with prosecuting one of the mafia, a mafia member, because he was a contract killer for the mafia.
Wow.
So he was. Oh, that's crazy.
Have you seen that?
Allegedly.
Because obviously,
Yeah, just alleged.
Don't want the mob after me.
Have you seen that? They've been saying that Trump's saying that he's going to release the. Is it the JFK files? Whatever
Yes.
that around the killing, wasn't it?
Wow.
I don't know what that
Like the
means. though.
CIA
there it goes. There it goes to the fans.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
There's Matthew's watch on the hour.
Ding, ding. Just let
Just
me
ticked
know.
up 1 o'clock.
Yeah. Yes.
These be the confidential CIA files.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I obviously there's a lot of
hope he
conspiracies
does.
around the...
I would love for Trump to just, any conspiracy, like, it'd be huge for Trump to come out and go either debunk or, like, say which conspiracies are true. Because I guarantee at least 30% of the conspiracies out there are true.
Area 51 or
Yeah,
41?
51.
Yeah, 51. If he just went, right, we're taking the cameras in there. What'd be fascinating if he said, right,
Sorry, what's Area 51?
It's where the aliens are.
Aliens are.
Out
They
in the
say
Nevada desert. I was going to go there when we were
Really?
in Vegas last year because you can go up to the gate, but then, like, you can't go in.
Really?
Same
Yeah.
thing with Alice Springs.
Tell you what, if we go
There's-
up this time, we'll go.
Alice Springs. There's an Area 51. No one knows exactly
Vegas.
what's there in Alice Springs, which we know about. Which name at the moment, actually, because
It's just a military area, essentially, right?
when I was, and I've said this before in the podcast, when I was billeted when we were playing a game when I was a schoolboy player in Alice Springs, they lived just outside the circumference, which you're not allowed to walk into, and the guy will.
Are you allowed to walk around the circumference?
You can't penetrate that area.
No,
And
but
he
you
said-
can walk along the fence line.
around there. But we got close to it and walked up, and a chopper came over the top and said, "Move away from the area." Because our billet said, "Come watch what happens here."
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
That would be
the
fun in
Australian
itself.
Pri-
Similar thing, Area 51 do that. Like, you get up to a certain point and then apparently you get turned away by, like, military
Like a Duke will
cars and
turn up.
shit.
The
Yeah.
an Australian Prime Minister, I'm trying to think which one it was, Gough Whitlam, he turned up there and said, "I demand to be allowed in."
And it was Australian territory.
Yep, they wouldn't allow in.
Wow.
It is American territory.
Oh, so it's American.
It's American
Well-
territory, which sits right in the middle of Australia.
Yeah.
See, there's-
How does
can't
that
get in.
work?
There's something going on up there.
That's
There's
a
something
deal
going
Apparently
now.
there are pubs in there and everything. It's its own community. Yep,
Really?
its own community.
How much are schooners?
We need to infiltrate.
Dunno, it's
I
happy
tell
hour,
you
I think.
what, it'll be
They
cheaper
don't have
than.
a happy hour.
Do America have schooners?
No, they don't call it
They
schooners.
don't call it schooners, do they?
What do
No,
they
don't
call them?
it schooners.
What do
But
they
I mean,
call it?
Melbourne, they don't call it schooners either.
No, they're pots and pints.
Yeah,
But they
that's
don't
Queensland
have.
too.
They have like pots. They don't do the schooner size, and then it goes straight.
Does anyone
Never
drink
mind.
midi? Does anyone drink middies anymore?
Oh, it's too
Oh.
mouthful. Seriously.
Older people do, Cobber. People, you know.
How about they just put up new tax on beer?
I'm
beers?
I'm leaving the
Saw that.
country.
Oh, they were saying $15 for a
pint.
A pint.
I cried when I saw that last
That's a
night.
Oh, it gets me
lot.
angry.
Yeah, yeah. Sell the house,
No wonder
Trish.
people are doing.
So,
Jesus,
Oh, Jesus.
okay.
Hey,
speak for
wow.
yourself, Drew.
Oh,
Wow.
Should we
No,
edit?
really? That's
No.
ridiculous.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, isn't it funny? I said blow
Crazy.
before. She said, "Oh, don't say that." And here we are.
know.
No, but this is why. Yeah. Anyway, it's not my
Why? What?
discussion to have.
No. Go on.
You got a quiz for this week, Coops?
Yeah, I do. Do you want me to do it now?
Please.
Oh yeah.
God, please.
All right. So what we did last week, for those of you that remember, we did a wavelength. So there was categories, and I give you the category. You guys have to all say at once the answer, and we want everyone to try to unify, have one answer.
okay.
You guys have. I'm going to give you a little bit extra time to try to think about the answer the other people are going to say as well.
No, don't. Just give us a short.
Oh, you
period
want-
of
you don't
time.
want that?
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think it'll be good listening otherwise.
Oh,
Quick.
yeah, don't worry about the listeners. They're fine. They're here whether we're entertaining or not, right?
Well,
You'd be surprised.
Right.
Yeah, I think they'll clock out.
Okay.
I think you're underestimating. our
Everyone's on
people.
board. You understand
I
that thing?
switch
Yeah,
over to Woods in Bow.
Yep. Okay. First category, all right? A fictional place. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Disneyland.
Neverland.
Triangle.
Well, Bermuda
Wait,
Triangle is a
yeah,
real
true,
place.
but
Bermuda
Actually,
Triangle's real.
Disneyland is also
Disneyland's
a real,
real,
place.
and Neverland is real as well.
That's
That's Michael
true.
Jackson's house.
Oh
isn't
yeah,
it?
but Neverland was actually they're all very sad places to be honest.
Dude, I was more thinking like Narnia or like
Yeah, sorry.
Heaven.
Like
I
walking,
was still
like
stuck in our
walking-
conspiracies.
Yeah.
But Neverland originally was a fictional place. Oh, you know what
Is
I
that
should have
in Never Ending
You
Story?
know what I should have said?
Heaven.
Rainbow Land.
Oh, Rainbow
Where's
Land.
that?
I do not believe
No,
in
Rainbow Land's this fictitious place that Will Ferrell's character in the campaign, Camden Brady, created as a
God, I love
7-year-old.
that movie.
Yeah.
And then they dug it up to show that they thought he was a communist.
Yes, I said it was a communist manifesto.
Yeah.
He goes, I will not go to Rainbow Land. You
Yeah.
cannot make me go to Rainbow
And he was like, I was 6 years old. It's fictitious. Okay. So no points anyway.
None.
Dick.
Anyway, really try to zone in on each other here, okay? Number 2, a superhero. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Batman.
Superman.
Oh, Oh, did you guys say Superman?
Yeah, they both
Superman?
said Superman. I said Batman. I'm
Batman.
sorry.
I bet you in your mind you thought Superman first, then you switched.
Batman first, then I thought about Superman and Spider-Man.
I can see in your eyes you're flip-flopping. Come on, Gleeso.
We haven't nailed one yet, have we? All three of us?
Not all three together.
No.
When you guys all three together nail it, I will be able to. I can move on and do a different game next week.
Oh, please,
God.
guys.
Yeah, please, guys, focus.
When does the Superman movie come out?
It's later this year.
It's supposed to. It'll rejuvenate the character. They believe. They reckon it's sensational.
Yeah, there's a lot of haters out there as well.
There's
Copper.
some good movies coming out. It's kind of that post-COVID thing.
Don't know what media you're reading, Copper, but there's a lot of love and a lot of hate.
Is there? Well,
depends what you read.
I've heard it's quite.
Yeah, I mean it's a very hard industry to really break. Like there's been so many movies for Superman and Batman and Spider-Man. It's hard to come in and then really make your mark on that character.
Yeah. From experience.
Who's playing him?
A new actor, David Coruscant. He's not his name.
Chalamet, I think.
David Coruscant or something like that.
If you're the only character Timothy Chalamet hasn't got, seriously, Willy Wonka, Bob Dylan, he's been doing everything on Saturday Night
Just trust me,
Live.
go see it. It's fantastic.
I will.
Movie.
All right, this is the last category before.
Amazing.
This is your last chance. Otherwise, you've got to have another crack next week. All right. An Australian iconic food. Think about it. 5, 4. What are they going to say? 3, 2, 1.
Meat pie.
Oh,
Yeah, we
Trish,
won.
just quickly, it's not a race. You actually started saying meat pie as he hit one.
Yeah, why didn't
You
you wait
do
for
race.
everyone?
Well, when he says one, I say.
No,
That's when
one,
you go.
and then did you not hear?
One more beat.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
No.
That's how it goes.
Trish, the other two you did it perfectly, and on this one,
It's
I went,
the beat
it's 5,
after
4,
one.
3, 2,
1,
1.
lift
Everyone
off.
Lift off. You don't go 5, 4, 3, 2. Meat
Pie.
And maybe that's why you guys are all underachievers. You're just waiting too long.
yeah.
before you
We're
get
underachievers.
yours.
Maybe she's got you.
What the hell?
Maybe she's got you there, Coop.
Trish,
You go
we're on
first.
a roll.
What?
We've given you. This is your time to shine. Whether you want to, if you want to pitch something or whatever you want to do, it's
Yeah,
yours.
I do. I want a segment moving forward, maybe fortnightly, where we do kangaroo court. So whoever has like an outburst, a tantrum, says something dumb, or has a bad attitude, that following week, we have a little trial in here.
Should we start now?
So it's not bad. It's got merit. I mean,
I think so. Well, I think you're afraid that maybe you'll be held accountable.
whoa, we're fighting words. Okay, well, let's give it a go next week.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Who should be held accountable for something they did? I
Well,
think it should be you.
No, but
Your
we'll
meth
wait and
comment.
see what happens between now and recording.
Oh, right. So it's like things that happen around the house.
Oh,
Yeah,
around the house
exactly.
stuff.
So then it's insightful for people.
Okay, can I do one? For now? I'm gonna
Well,
put,
no, because
I'm gonna put-
we're doing it as of
well,
now.
I want to put you on the spot about something that's really
Go.
irritated me at the moment, and and she disagrees. I want you guys just chip in.
Yep.
Trish has bought these plastic toilet cleaners. You know, the toilet brush?
Yeah.
It's plastic.
They're more
You've-
hygienic.
Honestly, I nearly pulled a tricep
It's rubber.
trying to scrub the other day. Like rubber. It doesn't work.
Well, it does, Matt. Do you know what you need to do? You need to use that brush as soon as you leave any evidence
I do.
of your presence in the bowl.
I'm with Trish on this one. Cobber, you are hopeless.
Hey, listen.
Sorry, what are
Do
you?
not-
Why is he speaking like
don't-
that?
No, sorry, I had something in my throat.
Hey, listen,
He had a
don't
frog in
you
his
talk.
Kermit.
Mate, the last couple of days, I've gone down into the laundry toilet, and honestly, it's like a poltergeist has done a shit in there. The smell that you leave, you go in there in the mornings, don't you?
Don't wake your mic, Cobber.
No,
Jesus.
Yeah.
Don't
Be
worry about the
professional,
mic.
Matthew.
Mate, just do us all a favour, and when you take a dump in there, spray. Right?
Yeah.
Because it is, honestly...
Wow.
You do that, and so not
Oh,
even
sorry,
not
Coop.
even meaning to do a pun.
How's your Wi-Fi, Dodo?
You do.
Turn him down.
What does that mean?
Dodo, remember the Wi-Fi company Dodo?
Remember, they're still around.
Are they still around?
I was on Dodo in my apartment in Newey, yeah.
Dodo's still kicking.
And they were good. They weren't too bad. We
I
haven't,
think they
we
were
haven't got,
Newcastle started. They were a Newcastle company.
yeah.
Were they really?
Did you make that up, Cobber?
You know what I
Again,
like doing with skiddies? I'll leave it, like
Oh.
particularly because if it's not a communal toilet, like if you have your own
It doesn't
toilet,
matter, Cooper. It's
well, you
not
just
your
gonna let me.
bathroom.
Why wouldn't you just let me talk? Am I not allowed? Hang on,
Do you know
guys.
what?
Am I
Someone
not
has
allowed
to
freedom?
clean that toilet.
Am I not allowed freedom of speech?
Now go for it. But
I didn't know people weren't allowed to be silenced when
it's
they're
true,
talking.
Trish. This is not communist China.
Thank
Go
you,
for it.
Trish. I like to leave it, and then from there, when I pee, I will use it as target practice.
Yeah.
And I'll, like that. It's satisfying.
I do that sometimes.
No, but if it's been there for a while, it's not coming off with pee.
No, but like the heat.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Just clean the freaking toilets.
Have you ever done this? Like when you measure the size of a dump,
What?
you do? You ever do this? I weigh myself sometimes.
Yeah.
And then go and take a dump and jump on to check how big it was or how dense.
I have done
But
that.
the problem is,
What's the biggest
And a
one?
pee.
I've done a kilo once.
What?
I've dropped a kilo.
No,
I've had
really?
a kilo. I've had a kilo dump.
Oh, I can't recall the dump. You know what I did once? I had to, my first year at Melbourne, I remember they said, if you hit 82 kilos, we will like put you, because I was 18, but I really wanted to play reserve grade. And they said, we'll play you in reserve grade. We just want you to put some size on. I went, sweet. So I started drinking water relentlessly, like you would not believe. Put so much water weight on. And then right before weigh-in on the week of this game, they gave me 2 weeks to do it. I had to put like 5 kilos on. Like it was so quick, and I could not put
Eat
weight
meat
on.
pies, darling.
Yeah, no, I could eat anything, and I wouldn't. I could never put weight on. Still, really can't, and unless it's like fat. But then, which I definitely get around the hips. Moment.
You are growing an ass, which is nice.
Thanks, G. And I drank all this water, and I was busting for a piss. I've gone in weighed, hit 82.2, went straight in, pissed. I came back, and I was like 80.2 kilograms. Like I'd literally just dropped like 1.8 in piss.
Because, my peas are usually 200 grams.
Sorry?
Yeah, remember?
Okay, I've got a recommendation for people.
Yeah.
White Lotus starts
Next
on
week?
the 16th of Feb. I'm that excited. Because we were part of the original White Lotus crew, Matthew and I. We'd sit there every Tuesday or Monday whenever it came out and watch.
Are you? So you're an OG, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm an OG.
Would you call yourself?
Yeah.
And they always have like not very well known actors and actresses in them. This one has got Patrick Schwarzenegger in it.
Oh, really?
Arnie's son.
He's not really that well known, though, is he?
No, that's what I just said.
But you sound like you're about to make a point that this season they have.
You were like,
you led on like that.
It was
No, when I looked at the cast, obviously I recognised the name, so then I Googled and it is his son.
I wonder if he's Patrick Schwarzenegger. I wonder if he's related.
No, I don't think
we had Schwarzeneggers live next door to us in Newcastle. So
did you actually?
no.
Trish, me a migraine.
Trish, you're on fire today, bro. Hey, if you got a migraine, you want to get that checked.
Brain scan.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, that's how it
UTIs.
starts. Aneurysm. You don't want to be an aneurysm.
Kyle.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
You got to be careful.
Can happen to Kyle. Can happen to everyone. What did Kyle blame it on? By the way, I did laugh.
They when they googled it, it said.
Was this on air?
Yeah, they said it on air, so I can say it, I suppose.
Yeah.
They said the top 3 reasons for like aneurysms is high blood pressure, which he has.
Yep.
Smoking, which he's been quite a heavy smoker for a while, and cocaine. So
Cocaine's getting a lot of bad PR of late, isn't it?
yeah,
Probably
well, I mean,
needs-
it's
So I
probably
wonder why.
needs it. You know what? I told this on the radio the other day, so I can say it again. A friend of mine who had been living abroad in Colombia.
Really?
Yeah, she did a course where she went and learned how to make cocaine. And then we Googled
In Colombia?
and then we Googled it online. It's like on some of the tour guides that you can pay.
Yeah.
It's like $100,
Yeah.
and then you go.
You pay. Yeah, that's right.
Because it comes from a plant, and she sent there.
It's
She was
a-
there with like all the gangsters, and they had machetes, and like they were cutting the
It's
plant
it's
stuff.
the coca leaf. When you go to Peru and do, if you're doing the Andes or you go to Machu Picchu, they will hand you a coca leaf, and you'll suck on the coca leaf as you're going up to help you with the altitude.
So,
Yeah. Did you have a question?
no.
I've also got a segment for next week as well to do. Well, now that we oversee everything, we look at the data and see where our listeners are based. We have got some random locations full of listeners that
really?
I'm ready to read out next week. I'm going to read them out to you,
Beautiful.
and we'll make a game of it. It is bizarre, some of them.
Why don't you read the place?
Okay, can I give one teaser?
Yep.
One teaser.
And why don't we do this? When you say the place, and we have to say, do you know anything about the place? Let's do
Maybe
it.
not.
No.
That
Keep
sounds
that
not
to
good.
yourself, Matt.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not interesting.
Tanzania. We have 13 listeners. Last month we had 13 downloads in Tanzania.
Really? Wow. Yeah, there might be Aussies abroad. I get a lot of messages from people in bizarre places.
They say beautiful.
Wow.
Tanzania.
Well, mate, you've got
I
me
want to
hooked.
go.
You've got me hooked.
There
I'm
you
excited for next week.
Okay.
Tanzania, that's cool.
Do you know what I want? I want an RV that we can travel around to rural areas in Australia and do some podcasts from
you know what,
places.
Trish? I want a unicorn when I was a kid, and I never got it. We all want things.
We all want things,
Have
brother.
you got a little joke for us to finish with? Because they've been going
Really good.
Really get incredible feedback. You got one for us, Trish?
No.
Yeah.
No?
Sure.
No.
You're in a
I
horrible
miss
mood.
it. Come
Well,
on.
I'm
We
not
love
well.
the jokes.
Okay. Well, the other week, Matt did give me $500 and said, "Can you go shopping for something to make me look sexy?" I went, all right. And I thought, Jesus, I'm going to need a whole lot more than that. But anyway, yeah, I took the money and went. And about 6 hours later, I came home absolutely blind drunk.
Did you say that last week?
No. Got edit.
That was actually that was
funny.
That was the reason for the walkout last week. Anyway, people have a great week.
See ya.